It's Max!
Hi viewers, in this video we are going to see about divisibility rule. So far we have seen divisibility rule for numbers 2 to 11 in this channel. Those who have not seen that video, just watch the link given in the description box below. So while saying we have not seen the divisibility rule for 7, let's cover divisibility rule for 7 in this video. Not only for 7 but also for prime numbers 13, 17, 19 and so on, and also for the numbers ending with 1, 3, 7 and 9. The method what we are going to share today is a very easy and different method. Speciality about this method is that only one shortcut that will cover all the numbers, which includes prime numbers and also for numbers ending with 1, 3, 7 and 9. So far we have seen different rule for different numbers. That is, number 2 will have one rule, number 3 will have one rule. But today's concept is not like that. Once you understand the concept, you will feel this method is a very easy method and also time saving method. I suggest you to watch the video fully without skipping it so that you will not miss the continuity. Once you skip the video, you might face difficulty in understanding the concept. First, let's see the example. After explaining the example, I will explain you the concept so that understanding the concept will be very easy. First, what we are going to see is divisibility rule for 7. That is, we are going to check whether a number is divisible by 7. So here is a number 343. Let us check whether 343 is divisible by 7 without using division. So the concept is that first take the last digit and double it. So here what we are having, 3 is the last digit, right? We have to double it. That is, we have to multiply 3 with 2. If you multiply 3 with 2, we will get 6. That's the first step. Second, we are going to subtract 6 from the remaining numbers. That is, remaining digit what we have is 34. We are going to subtract 6 from 34. If we subtract, we will get 28. The final step is that we have to find the difference is divisible by 7. That is, we have to check whether 28 is divisible by 7. It is divisible by 7, right? Because 4 7s are 28. If it is divisible by 7, then 343 is also divisible by 7. Let me repeat the concept once again. First, we have to take the last digit and double it. That is, we have to multiply it with 2. Second, we have to subtract the result from the remaining digits. Finally, we have to find whether the difference is divisible by 7. That's it. So, let us see another example also. Here we are having a number 6545. So, we are going to check whether this number is divisible by 7 using the same concept. First, we have to take the last digit and we have to multiply it with 2. So, if we multiply, we will get 10. Second, we have to subtract the result from the remaining digits. That is, we have to subtract 10 from 654. So, we will get 644. Next, we have to check whether 644 is divisible by 7. So, here we are having big number again. That is, we are not having any clue whether 644 is divisible by 7. Once we face this situation, we can repeat the process again. That is, we have to again take the last digit from 644 and double it. That is, we have to multiply 4 with 2. So, we will get 8. So, second step, we have to subtract 8 from 64. That is from the remaining digits. So, we will get 56. Now, we have to again check whether 56 is divisible by 7. Yes, 56 is divisible by 7, right? So, the given number is divisible by 7. In case you are getting a larger number again, that is, you are not having any clue whether this number is divisible by 7, then we have to repeat the process. We can repeat the process again and again until we get a clue that number is divisible by 7 or not. So, next we are going to see another example. Let's check whether 524 is divisible by 7. First, what we have to do is we have to take the last digit and we have to double it. That is, we have to take the last digit 4 and we have to multiply it with 2. So, we will get 8. Second, we have to subtract 8 from 52. So, we will get 44. Next, we have to check whether 44 is divisible by 7. So, we know 44 is not divisible by 7. Then, 524 is also not divisible by 7. Okay. The name of the method what we have used for 7 is oscillator method. Using this oscillator method only, we are going to check the divisibility rule for prime numbers and also for numbers ending with 1, 3, 7 and 9. Only one method. There will be a little bit difference. Let me clearly explain the difference also. So, once you understand this concept, you can check for all numbers. Okay. So, here we are having a list of prime numbers. Every number used to have a positive oscillator number and negative oscillator number. So far, we have checked the divisibility rule of 7 using negative oscillation method. That is, what we have done for 7 is, first we have taken the last digit and double it. That is, we have multiplied it with 2. That number is the oscillator number. Second, we have subtracted the result. That sign is negative. Okay. Since we are having negative sign, we have subtracted. That number is oscillator number. So the negative oscillator number of 7 is 2. That's why we have subtracted. So every numbers used to have positive oscillator number and negative oscillator number. I will explain how this tabular column comes, how you have to calculate the oscillator number in this video. So watch the video fully so that you will get the idea. So if you want to check whether a number is divisible by 13, we can either use positive oscillator number plus 4 or negative oscillator number minus 9. If you are going to use the negative oscillator number minus 9, the method is same. Instead of multiplying the last digit with 2, we are going to multiply with 9. Okay. So if you solve 2 or 3 problems, you will understand the oscillator method very clearly. Next, we are going to check whether a number is divisible by 7 using positive oscillator number. So the positive oscillator number for 7 is plus 5. So first what we have to do is we have to take the last digit and multiply it with 5 since the oscillator number is 5. So if we multiply, we will get 15. Second, we have to add the result from the remaining digits since we are having sign positive sign. Third, we have to check whether 49 is divisible by 7. Yes, 49 is divisible by 7. Since 7 ones are 49, then 343 is also divisible by 7. So there is no change in the method. If there is positive oscillator method, you have to add. If you are going to use negative oscillator method, you have to subtract. So the number tells you which number you have to multiply with the last digit. So you can use either one of the method, whichever is convenient for you. Next, we are going to see the divisibility rule for 13. That is, we are going to check whether the number 572 is divisible by 13 without using division. That is, we are going to use oscillator number. So first, we have to know the oscillator number for 13. So the oscillator number for 13 is plus 4. First, let us solve using the positive oscillation method. Let us take a note of that number. So first, we have to take the last digit and multiply it with 4. So if we multiply the last digit 2 with 4, we will get 8. Since we are having positive sign, we have to add the result from the remaining digits. So if we add 57 and 8, we will get 65. So next we have to check whether 65 is divisible by 13. Yes, 65 is divisible by 13. So we can come to the conclusion that 572 is also divisible by 13. So if you are not getting clue that 65 is divisible by 13 or not, you can repeat the process again. If you repeat the process, you will get another smaller number, that is 26. So it depends on you. You can either stop the process with 65 or you can continue the process. So next we are going to check divisibility rule of 13 using negative oscillation method. Okay. So for that, first we have to know the negative oscillator number for 13. The negative oscillator number for 13 is minus 9. So let us take a note of it. First, we have to multiply the last digit with 9. So if you multiply, we will get 81. Second, we have to subtract the result since we are having negative sign. If we subtract, we will get 81 minus 81, 0. Next, we have to test whether this number is divisible by 13. We are having 0. We know 0 is divisible by every number. So we can come to the conclusion that 819 is also divisible by 13. So once you calculate the divisibility rule using this oscillation method, you will find this method is very easy and moreover, it's also a time saving method. So now it's very clear, the process is very easy. But the problem is that how to remember the oscillator number. Because every numbers are having different oscillator numbers and it's not easy to remember these oscillator numbers also. So don't worry, I will help you with tips to remember these oscillator numbers and also will tell you how to calculate this oscillator number. The first step is that, so if you see this tabular column, the sum of positive oscillators and the negative oscillator is the original number. For example, in 7, if we add the positive oscillator number and the negative oscillator number, we will get the original number. Let us check it. So the positive oscillator number for 7 is 5 and negative oscillator number is 2. Exclude the positive and negative sign, no need to worry about the sign. If we add 5 and 2, we will get 7, that is the original number. So the advantage of this is, if we know the one number, we will automatically come to know the other number also. So we can check for 13 and 17 also. So for 13, the positive oscillator number is 4 and negative oscillator number is 9. So if we add 4 and 9, we will get 13. So for 17, the positive oscillator number is 12 and negative oscillator number is 5. If we add these two numbers, we will get 17. So we have seen tip 1. Next, we shall see tip 2. Tip 2 is that for the numbers ending with 1, remove 1 from the end of the number. Remaining number is the negative oscillator for that number. That is, If you are having numbers such as 31 and 41, negative oscillator for that number is that just we have to remove 1, the remaining number is the oscillator number. That is for example 31. If we remove 1 from 31, we will get 3. So minus 3 is the oscillator number for that number. So from this we have got a clue. If a number ends with 1, we shall use negative oscillation method because finding negative oscillator number is very easy for that number. So here we are having a list of numbers ending with 1. Such as 11, 21, 31, 41 and so on. So if you want to find the negative oscillator for those numbers, just we have to skip 1. The remaining number what we get is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it's very easy. So if a number ends with 1, we can use the negative oscillation method very easily without thinking itself. So let us assume if you want to check whether a number is divisible by 51, first we have to find the oscillator number, right? The negative oscillation number for 51 is minus 5. That's it. So once if you understood the oscillator concept, it's not necessary to check whether a number is divisible by 51 using the multiplication table. Next what we are going to do is we are going to check whether a number 656 is divisible by 41. First we have to find the oscillator number for 41. So oscillator number 41 is just now we have seen we have to skip 1. The remaining number what we have is 4. Since the number ends with 1, we can use the negative oscillation method. So the oscillator number for 41 will be minus 4. So next we can do the process. Just we can note the oscillator number for 41 is minus 4. First what we have to do is we have to take the last digit 6 and we have to multiply with 4. So if we multiply the 6 with 4, we will get 24. Next we have to subtract the result from the remaining digits since we are having negative sign. If we subtract, we will get 41. Finally we have to find whether the number 41 is divisible by 41. So it's divisible, right? So the number 656 is also divisible by 41. So finally from tip 2 what we have learned is if a number ends with 1, use negative oscillation method to check divisibility so that you can crack the problem very easily. So far we have seen for the numbers ending with 1. So next we are going to see how to find oscillator number for the number ending with 9. That is our tip 3. So if a number ends with 9, remove 9 from the end of the number. Next we have to add 1 to the remaining number. For example, if you are having numbers such as 19, 29, how to find positive oscillator number for these numbers? Let us take 19 as an example. First we have to remove 9 from 19. So we will get 1. Next we have to add 1 with 1. So the oscillator number for 19 is 2. That is positive oscillator number. So this is the method to find positive oscillator for the numbers ending with 9. It's quite easy, right? So here we are having a list of numbers that ends with 9 such as 9, 19, 29 with their respective positive oscillator numbers. So how to find oscillator number for these numbers? Just remove 9, then add 1 with the remaining number. We will get 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So tip 3 gives us a clue. If a number ends with 9, use positive oscillation method to check divisibility. So let's solve a problem using this example. So is 5251 divisible by 59? So first what we have to do is we have to find oscillator number for 59. Since this number ends with 9, use positive oscillation method. So the oscillator number is just remove 9. So the remaining number what we have is 5. Then add 1 with that 5. So we will get 6. So oscillator number for 59 is plus 6. Just remember this always. Once we get the oscillator number, we shall start the process. First take a note of the oscillator number. So first step what we have to do is we have to multiply 1, that is the last digit, with 6. So if you multiply we will get 6. Next step we have to add 525 with 6 since it's a positive oscillator. So next we have to check whether 531 is divisible by 59. No idea because it's a big number. So we have to repeat the process again. Now we have to take the last digit from 531 and multiply with 6. So we will get 6 again. Next we have to add 53 with 6. So we will get 59. Since we get 59, it is divisible by 59, right? So we can confirmly say 5251 is divisible by 59. So now we know how to find the oscillator number for the numbers ending with 1 and 9. So remaining what we have? Only 3 and 7. Once we know the oscillator numbers for the numbers 3 and 7, it automatically means we know oscillator number for prime numbers also. Because prime number usually ends with 1, 3, 7 and 9 except 2 and 5. So from tip 3, what we came to know is if a number ends with 9, finding positive oscillator number is very easy, right? This is the clue to find positive oscillator number for the numbers ending with 3 and 7. So if you want to find the positive oscillator for the numbers ending with 3 and 7, convert that number to end with 9 in units place. So for that what we have to do is we have to multiply with appropriate number to get 9 in units place. That is, if you got a number that ends with 3, if you multiply with 3, we will get a number with ends in 9, right? So this is the clue. So if a number ends with 3, if you want to find positive oscillator for that number, first multiply that number with 3. So for example, let us take a number 13. If you multiply 13 with 3, what we will get? 39. So once we get 39, finding oscillator number is very easy. We know positive oscillator number for 39 is plus 4. Just now we have seen in tip 3. So now oscillator number for 13 will also 4 only. So let's check once whether the oscillator number for 13 is plus 4 correct or not. So in this tabular column we are having oscillator number for 13 is plus 4 only. So our answer is correct. So the concept is that if a number ends with 3, multiply with 3 so that you will get 9 units in its place. So once you get 9, calculating positive oscillator number is very easy. So let's see another example. Let us calculate oscillator number for 23. So since it ends with 3, multiply with 3 so that it will ends in 9. So now calculating positive oscillator number for 69 is very easy. Just remove 9. The remaining number what will have 6. Add 1 with 6. So the answer is 7. So the oscillator number for 23 is plus 7. So let's check in the tabular column. So in the tabular column also we are having 23 is plus 7 only. So now we know the method to calculate positive oscillator for the numbers ending with 3. Next we are going to see how to calculate the positive oscillator for the numbers ending with 7. Just the same concept only. For the numbers ending with 7, of course we have to multiply with 7 so that it ends with 9. Let us take an example. Here we are having a number 7. If we multiply with 7, what will get? 49. So now we can calculate the oscillator number very easy. Just remove 9. The remaining number what we have is 4. Add 1 with 4. So the positive oscillator number for 7 is 5. So from tip 4 what we have learned is if a number ends with 3 and 7, if you want to calculate positive oscillator for that number, just multiply 3 with 3 and 7 with 7 so that we shall get 9 in the units place. Once we got 9 in the units place, calculating positive oscillator number is very easy. So next in tip 5 what we are going to see is we are going to calculate negative oscillator number for the numbers ending with 3 and 7. Once we know the positive oscillator number, we shall know the negative oscillator number also, because addition of two numbers is the original number. Anyhow, let us learn for extra knowledge. So the method what we are going to follow to calculate negative oscillator for the numbers ending with 3 and 7 is just multiply with appropriate number to get 1 in units place, because once we get 1 in units place, calculating negative oscillator number is very easy. We have already seen it. Tip 2, just remove 1. The remaining number is negative oscillator for that number. This is the reason. So if a number ends with 3, multiply with 7. If a number ends with 7, multiply with 3. So that we will get 1 in the units place. So if a number ends with 3, of course we have to multiply with 7, right? So that we will get 1 in the units place. So first multiply with 7. For example, let us take a number 13. So if you multiply with 7, what you will get? 91. So oscillator number for 91 is, that is negative oscillator number is, just remove 1. The remaining number is 9. So the negative oscillator for 13 is 9. So we shall check in the tabular column. Yes, it's correct. So next let us see how to calculate negative oscillator for the numbers ending with 7. If a number ends with 7, just multiply with 3 so that we will get 1 in the units place. So for example, if you multiply 17 with 3, what we will get? 51. So now calculating negative oscillator for 51 is easy. Just remove 1, we will get 5. So negative oscillator for 17 will also 5 only. So let's check in the tabular column also. So in the tabular column also we are having 17 is minus 5. So our answer is correct. So from tip 5 what we have learned, if we want to calculate negative oscillator for the numbers ending with 3 and 7, just multiply 3 with 7 and 7 with 3 so that we will get 1 in the units place. Once we get 1 in the units place, calculating negative oscillator number is very easy. So next I am going to give you a list of oscillator numbers for the numbers ending with 3 and 7. So this is for your reference. Once if you use this method, if you want to check whether your oscillator number is correct or not, you can use this tabular column. You can either take a screenshot or take a notes of that. This will definitely help you. Here is the list of numbers that ends with 3. We are having the respective positive oscillator number and negative oscillator number also. So you can use either one of the method, whichever is convenient for you. So next, this tabular column is the list of numbers that ends with 7 and their respective positive and negative oscillator number. So finally, let us see one example. So here is a question is 21,182 divisible by 17. First, we should know the oscillator numbers for 17. So we are having two oscillator numbers plus 12 minus 5. Choosing the oscillator number also decide our speed. So instead of 12, if we choose 5, we shall finish the calculation very easy because fifth multiplication table is very easy, right? So before deciding the oscillator number, just think once. So let me ask you a question. For number 29, there are two oscillator numbers, right? We are having plus 3 and minus 26. Which oscillator number will you choose? Of course, plus 3, right? Because if we choose 26, we have to multiply the last digit with 26. That's quite difficult. So in case of 17, we shall choose the oscillator number minus 5. So let us take a note of the oscillator number as minus 5. So first we have to multiply the last digit 2 with 5. So we will get 10. Next we have to subtract the result from the remaining digits since it's a negative sign. So we will get 2108. We have to find whether this number is divisible by 17. No idea because it's a big number. So we should repeat the process again. If we repeat, we should now multiply the last digit 8 with 5. So we will get 40. Next we have to subtract 40 from 210. So we will get 170. Is 170 divisible by 17? Yes, because 17 times are 170. So the given number is divisible by 17. Finally, I have summarized the whole concept and given us points to remember. The first point is that positive oscillator numbers are always based on 9. So if a number ends with 9, use positive oscillator method. Second point is that negative oscillator numbers are always based on 1. So if a number ends with 1, use negative oscillation method. Third point is that if a number ends with 3 and 7, if you want to calculate positive oscillator number for that number, multiply 3 with 3, 7 with 7 so that the number will end in 9. Then calculating positive oscillator number is very easy. Final point is that if a number ends with 3 and 7, if you want to calculate negative oscillator number, just multiply 3 with 7 and 7 with 3. Then calculating negative oscillation number is very easy. Finally, I would like to share an information with you. Using this oscillator method, we can't find the divisibility rule for even numbers and also for the numbers ending with 5. Because oscillator method is based on the numbers 1 and 9 only. However, we multiply even numbers and the numbers ending with 5, we can't get 1 or 9 at its units place. This is the reason for that. So I think you have understood this concept very clearly. Some students might got confused while watching this concept once because this is the new concept, right? So I suggest those students watch the video 2 or 3 times again so you will get a clear idea. If you have any doubt, you may ask me in the comment box. I will definitely reply you. So try to solve the divisibility rule problems using this oscillation method for 2 or 3 problems and share your experience with me in the comment box. So if you like this video, press the like button and share to your friends. And subscribe my channel. If you want to receive notifications whenever I am posting the video, press the bell icon. Thank you.